Memory loss is such a sad thing, and it's something that I think our memory is something we take for granted. So there's that. There's the idea of this movement is a long time coming, and this women's movement. And I feel like standing in solidarity for all the women who are brave enough to come up and say what's happened to them. It's so important, and the power inequality. It's ridiculous to think that there have been times in my career where the actor's gotten $10 million and I've been offered, like $50,000, and that's after winning an Academy Award. And it's so silly, and so many times I'll hear, oh, they're going to cast the male lead first, and then we'll get to the female lead, even though the female lead might have more to do. It's just, it's really great that people are coming together now to try and to stop this ridiculousness.
Thank you. Ready my lens, please. Can I get just right in front? Carry one more. There we go. All right, so last stop here. Here we go.
I mean, it's definitely a part of an ongoing conversation, and it comes up a lot, and that's great. In my own work at the moment, I'm working on a play. I'm doing a play at a theatre in London, the Royal Court, and it's run by Vicky Featherstone, who's the director, and she's put in place a code of conduct. So when I came into my rehearsals on day one, I had to read the code of conduct, and it lays out what's expected of you in the workplace and what to do if you don't feel comfortable and you have something to report. And I think just really solid action like that is the way forward. It's just laying down the law on day one of how we need to work going forward.
You guys ready? And everybody in the middle, please. Everyone right here in the middle? Good, here we go. Sorry. Yes. You did? Okay. We're all excited right now. All right, guys.
When you're lucky enough to get to work and to have our platform, I want to advocate with my fellow actresses for what is right, and not just for our industry, but for all industries. So, it's like the pay dispute that's been going on for the last couple of years between actresses and actors. That's not just about how women are paid in Hollywood, it's about women are paid all over the world. And this, similarly, obviously, we've seen this is in all walks of life, and it's important to keep the conversation really broad.
I think it's incredible, and it's happened very quickly. I mean, I've been filming the 7th season of Homeland for, I don't know, how long has it been? I mean, basically for 6 months or something, and this is all
the whole movement, basically.
Yeah, basically, and I'm in a funny bubble.
Yeah.
It's really so consuming. I don't know. I feel a bit shielded from it, and I don't want to be. I want to engage and participate, but yeah, at the same time, it is inescapable, and these shifts are pretty seismic, but it also, it's like the volcano has erupted. I mean, it's erupting. It's hard to really say. It's hard to draw any conclusion right now about what it means, because it's that really is happening in real time. But yeah, I think it's overdue, and it's powerful, and I think we'll all be better for it. I think we are better for it already, but it's the
process.
It's intense.
I mean, I hope that men will be held more accountable, and that it'll diminish these occurrences. If we have to frighten men in order to get them to stop behaving that way, I think really what has to happen is there has to be more women in position of power, and that's the only way to topple the patriarchy. There has to be women, improving. I mean, even unfortunately, we've seen with the Harvey Weinstein case, he was hiring women that were protecting him, and that's obviously extremely unfortunate and terrifying. But that's still happening, and I think the more people vocalize about it, and I'm sorry, but call people out, is people have to be held accountable, and you say, oh, well, they're men, they're not perfect. I said, no, but they should be decent.
Definitely, it's decidedly happening. I mean, it's an important thing that's happened. I think my situation has been, as much as I've read about it and paid attention to it, and people in my life who are important to me have sort of conveyed information that's what I've taken away is that for men at this point, it's been suggested that I think it's probably better to listen than talk, and so I've been really concentrating on listening, which I think is probably a good note.
Yeah. Way, thank you.
Okay, right again.
Still in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Guys, all the way at the end, please.
And everyone right in the middle again last time.
Guys, we're gonna try one more. Andrew, I'm serious, buddy.
John, straight ahead, man. Good to see you tonight.
And right in the middle.
Head up, top, smile.
I gotta get in here, guys. I'm sorry.